Hey guys, Sword here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Leader Class Megatron. So without further ado, let's get into it. Predacons terrorize! Is that what he says? I don't know. Anyway, today, as I said before, we're going to be taking a look at the Leader Class Megatron. The mighty Megatron, leader of the Decepticons, or in this case, the Predacons. Forgot to mention Primal's the leader of the Maximals, because, well, I'm a doofus. But, with that being said, this guy is part of the Kingdom line, which is the third installment of the Transformers War for Cybertron series. Went from Siege to Earthrise, now to Kingdom, and I went over in the Optimus Primal review why I say it like that. But to keep things brief, I think it's funny. Sue me. But yeah, I will say right out the gate, this is not as good of a figure as Primal, but it's still really, really good. I really do like this figure. So let's just get right into it here. Looks just like Megatron from the series, with a few exceptions, that is. But he's got the dinosaur head over here. He's got the big tail sword whip claw thing, which does open and close. I believe he had a shotgun at one point in the original series, which I almost think they were going to give him. He's got a hand that moves up and down a little bit. It doesn't really move down, it just moves up, really. And it's got the 3mm peg port there. So I wonder if this tail wasn't supposed to come off and you were supposed to be able to give him said shotgun. But they had to can it because of budget or something. It wouldn't surprise me. It's not the first time I've noticed something that looks like it's supposed to be removable, but at the end of the day is not. But I will say that head sculpt is Megatron from Beast Wars to the T. I love that. So yeah, he's got the big T-Rex head, which actually has a port for a blast effect in there. It's a 3mm peg port. So you can give him a blast effect if you want. He's got his big clawed feet. And he's got half a T-Rex hanging off his back. But unlike the original, this is nice and kind of compact. It does stick out a little bit. But he kind of had these in the show. I remember I had a little superhero squad figure of this exact Megatron. I think he came with Rat Trap of all things. And he had kind of the arms and the torso bits of the T-Rex folded up on his back. So I assume that's pretty accurate. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I watched Beast Wars, but really like the look of this guy. So articulation, he's got a swivel in the head. It kind of looks up and down, kind of on a ball joint, kind of not. I think it might just be super limited. I don't think that's... I don't believe that's a flexing peg in there. That's what she said. But you can kind of fold the head up with the transformation joint. It is pretty stiff, but you can get him to look down at least with it and up a little bit as well. So I guess that's fine. But for the most part, it just rotates. Now, the shoulders are interesting. And I haven't seen a ton of reviewers talk about this. I mean, I've checked out Prime vs. Prime, Optibotimus, MGO 316, and they don't mention the fact that he's got a butterfly joint over here, but not over here. It just kind of flexes and does nothing. And I mean, I cranked on this too, so with my crappy luck, I'm surprised I didn't rip this arm off, but kind of weird. He's got a butterfly here, but not here. That's some 90s McFarlane Toys BS right there, but what are you going to do? But the shoulders, they do both rotate. He does have an in and out bicep swivel on both. And then on this side, he's got an elbow that hinges the right way, the more useful way. And then, of course, that weird wrist hinge. And the opening claw. The tail kind of moves too, but it's more for Dino mode than this mode, I think. But then this side, he's got the workout curl going on, so he can cover his own face with his dinosaur face. Be like, I'm so ashamed they did not upgrade my arm articulation to do more than an in and out bend. Yeah, I can't say I care for that too much. But at least the dino arm, I wasn't crazy about it at first, but it actually looks a lot better now. It's starting to grow on me. I was originally kind of like, that this part's kind of just flat and hollow and whatever. Not really hollow, it's more hollow because of the joint, but it's just really flat and look kind of weird at first, but you know, you shift the dino head down, you put it at his side, it looks okay. He does have a waist swivel. You want to make sure his torso stays locked into it. Tends to pop out every now and then. His hips do move forward and back. A little loose on the forward and back. Kind of wish that was a little tighter, but what are you going to do? This side, not too bad. This side's a little loose for my taste. But what are you going to do? They do move in and out as well. That's nice and tight. That I can appreciate a little more. He does have a swivel at the knee as well as a hinge. And then he's got rockers with hinges. And these are the best feet on a Transformers figure I think I've ever had. I know, was it Devastator? The movie Devastator has pretty good rockers, but they're kind of loose. This guy's nice, tight, kind of. He does have 3mm pegs on the bottom of his feet. And I didn't mention it, but so does Primal. It's got the same ports. So, yeah, pretty interesting there. I wonder if they'll do the, was it the Transmetals or Beast Metals or Beast Machines, something like that, where Primal had a surfboard. That'd be kind of fun. But standing him up, he is a pretty tall figure at least, so he'll be nice intimidating on the shelf. Nice intimidating, really? Nice and intimidating. I can English, I swear. Shifting the camera up though so you can see all of him, because he is a tall fella. There he is in his mighty Megatronish glory. Megatronian. There we go. Now, I'm not sure if this guy's actually going to show up in the War for Cybertron series this way, because it seems to be really heavily influenced by some of the G1 stuff, so I wonder if he's going to be kind of like Galvatron and change into this, or if this is a different character entirely. I know his name is Megatron, but you never know nowadays. But with that being said, that about covers Megatron's robot mode in a nutshell. Before we get him transformed into his beast mode, though, let's take a look at some comparisons. Taking a look at some comparisons, here's the new Leader class Megatron next to his original counterpart and the Voyager class Optimus Primal I took a look at the other day, and compared to the original figure, you can definitely see that this new one is a massive upgrade. And I did forget to mention, he does have the kind of hip cannons here, but they're mostly just sculpted in. They don't actually do anything. But yeah, you can just see how much of an improvement this new version is compared to the old one. But that's to be expected though, right? I didn't mention though, he does not have the kind of weird mutant head battle mask that this one has when you close this up. He kind of has this horned helmet going on. And then since I mentioned it earlier, there are the peg holes at the bottom of Primal's feet. Again, I'm curious if they are going to repurpose this figure and give him the surfboard he had during the later Beast Wars lines, but I digress. And last, but certainly not least, got our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. But with that being said, let's get this guy transformed into his beast mode. And here we have the mighty Megatron in his terrifying Tyrannosaurus Rex beast mode. Now, I'm going to be quite frank with you, I don't display a lot of my Transformers in their alt modes, but this one is very tempting.
While Optimus Primal had the stronger of the two robot modes, I think this guy takes the cake when it comes to beast mode. So let's take a closer look at that. He does maintain quite a bit of the articulation from his robot mode, with the exception of most of the arms. But as you can see, he's got the opening mouth, the top and bottom move individually. He's got the port for the blast effect, which I think I actually have a couple of those somewhere. I'm not sure if I had the neck done right. This is the only way they really sit. They kind of just sit on there. They don't exactly turn or anything. These kind of pop out of the top here. Oh ho ho. They pop right off. I thought they were supposed to turn for a minute there, but no, it just appears that they tab in there. So hold on a second. I'll at least get the top one in. Alright, well, bear with that. I'll fix it before the comparisons. So I don't know what's up with these, if these are just supposed to sit there and look nice or what, but yeah, I thought they turned for a second there. Nope, not quite. But you can get a decent amount of range out of his head. That preferably should use the individual hinges for the mouth to have the head look up and down, or else it's gonna look awkward. Because looks like he got his throat slit by a chainsaw there. That's not good. Or is it? I guess it's good for the Maximals. He's got his little T-Rex arms that are on ball joints. Move around pretty easy. His hips kick forward and back. They're nice and tight here because you have this added piece and this hinge up here. But you can move them in and out a little bit, not a ton, as much as this cover piece will allow. And then he's got the swivel at the knee with the hinge. And then he's got the same rockers as the robot mode. And then the tail can actually hinge it side to side. It does have some pivoting and some rotation there. So unlike Primal, where he basically has the same articulation in beast mode that he does in robot mode, this guy has some different things added, which I think adds to the superiority of this guy's beast mode overall. So that and the details on this thing are amazing. He's got the yellow underbelly, which goes all the way to his tail. He's got the purple scales on the top. He's got those piercing red eyes. Look at that. Look at that mug. That's an evil Tyrannosaurus Rex if I ever saw one. He's got a lot of paint in the mouth too. Lots of nice paint detail in there. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for beast mode. Again, the beast modes aren't anything crazy, although I do think this guy is a step up compared to most of this line, actually. Again, I think he's probably in the running for best beast mode of the entire Kingdom series. But, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that one. There could be a figure I don't have yet that could be better, but you can pose this guy, you can just look at him and admire all the details. I think he's got it all going on here. But with that being said, let's take a look at some comparisons. Taking a look at some comparisons for beast mode, and as you can see, the new leader class Megatron has a far superior alt mode to his original counterpart and towers over the Voyager class Optimus Primal when he's in beast mode. He already did before, but now it's even more so. And last but certainly not least, got our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulus, and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. So with that being said, time to wrap things up, some final thoughts. Overall, and while I don't believe this figure is as strong as Primal, mostly because I like Primal more, he was my favorite character from the Beast Wars series, and he does some things a little bit better, particularly in the features and accessories department. This guy is no slouch either. He is a definite upgrade from the original figure, mostly because he doesn't have half a T-Rex hanging off his back. Well, he does have half a T-Rex hanging off his back. It's just a lot more compact. The other weird thing is, I do find it very odd that he has a butterfly joint on one shoulder, but not the other. And a lot of people haven't really been pointing it out. I'm not sure why that is, but it doesn't bug me too much. The only major complaint I really do have with this guy is the fact that the tail is not removable, because he did take it off quite often in the series, and they did give him some wrist articulation, which almost seems useless since he's got a big honking tail hanging off his arm all the time. But if you can look past that, I would highly recommend you pick this guy up. I don't buy a lot of leader class figures, mostly because I think the $50 price tag is knuckin' futz. But I'm going to be honest here. I think this is one of the best leader class figures they've done in quite some time. And I would highly recommend you pick this guy up if you're at all interested in the Beast Wars characters from the Kingdom line. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. I'm going to be taking a step back from the Kingdom line, unless I get Dinobot. Then I'm lying this entire time, and you just won't know it until a couple days from now. But if I get Dinobot, that'll be the next figure review. I know I'm doing the Mego thing every other day, but most of the time I do videos like this with the heavy editing. Is that, you know, you get the drill by now. We're going to be taking a step back from this line, though, and probably taking a look at some DC Multiverse stuff, so stay tuned for that. But as always, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for live unboxing videos, which, in case you miss them, I do upload them to my IGTV, so you can watch them in their full train wreck glory at your own leisure. But as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you want this figure, if you're jonesing for this figure, or if you're going to pass on this figure. Again, I don't like him as much as Primal, but I like him a lot more than some of the Bayverse stuff, and that's kind of my bread and butter when it comes to Transformers. Yeah, sorry, not sorry, I like the movie stuff. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when you have a giant dinosaur tail permanently attached to your arm. Seriously, how is he supposed to drink a soda with that thing? Jeez.